A cool mau mau. A cool mau mau pa. For ho my. Ho my. Ho my. Ho mai ka iki mai luna mai. Ona mea huna no. Awe mele ho my. Ho my. Ho mai. Ho mai ka iki mai luna mai. Ona mea huna no. Awe mele ho mai. Ho mai. Ho mai. Ho mai ka iki mai luna mai. Ona mea huna no. Awe mele. Hili hoi akala o Malka o Kona. Hili hoi o Makai, wherever you come from, welcome. Kakaiaka ikamamai. Good morning and welcome to Unity of Kona, coming here to you from beautiful Kailua Kona, Hawaii. What an honor it is to be here sharing this opening prayer, the Hawaiian prayer chant, the Eomai. Beseeching the Great Spirit and our ancestors that dwell with the Great Spirit for the wisdom. And it's done in 3 octaves for the layers of Kauna, meaning within the stories. First octave is the story being told. A little bit higher is why would we be telling these stories to our children? And the highest octave, beseeching them all for the wisdom of life experience that becomes our story. With that knowledge, we don't have to repeat these things over and over again. We learn from our experiences. As Aloha Po, we set down all grievances and stones at the sunset. No fear through the depth darkness of night. For here comes the dawning of a new day with an ALA. Don't pick up any stones and grievances, and every day we get a chance to start over and do better, learning from the past. And so it is. Mahalo kea kua. Thank you, God. I'm Uncle Jim, or Jim Carey, sharing the platform with you all today. And as we get started with our service, I'll ask you to all please stand as we do our affirmation for the month, vision, and mission statements. Affirmation this month is laying the foundation for a year of powerful, prosperous living. Together, I build my year on a strong foundation of faith, purpose, and divine guidance. Here at Unity, we come together with a vision, a world family of oneness, peace, and love, with our mission to inspire spiritual growth and service through the active practice of love, prayer, faith, joy, and honoring everyone as a child of God. And while I've got everybody standing, we'll have some singers come on board. Watch out for the bowls. But we'll do the New Beginning song for this month. Yeah, that's fine, wherever you feel comfortable. We just don't want to hear any glass shatter. Okay, scrunch in. Half a Shelley. Okay, so yeah, we got to come in a little closer. Half a Shelley is better than no Shelley.
It's true. I agree.
All right, here we go.
Feels like we've been here before. Echoes from years ago. Trying to break the patterns to find peace of mind and create a new life. You can say you're on your way to better days. You're breaking away. This is your new beginning. Walk through the door and keep on living. Now you can shout, you can cry, sing it out and say goodbye. Days before that left you spinning. Yeah, this is your new beginning. Taking time to heal your wounds. In your mind, flowers start to bloom. There is beauty in owning your past. You are free, let the good times last. You can't stay. You're on your way to better days. You're breaking away. This is your new beginning. Walk through the door and keep on living. Now you can shout, you can cry, sing it out and say goodbye. Days before that left you spinning. Now this is your new beginning. Be kind to yourself when you fall back. You are not lost. You are right on track. There's a whole world out there, many roads to be traveled. Take a chance and dare. This is your revival. This is your new beginning. Walk through the door and keep on living. Now you can shout, you can cry, sing it out and say goodbye. Days before that left you spinning. Now this is your new beginning. New beginning.
Thank you. And thank you, choir. Now that's everybody standing. Let's greet one another here in the sanctuary. Let's take a couple minutes here as we greet everybody. It's been a long week, so now it's time to share a little bit of love and hugs and fellowship in the sanctuary. If you're joining us online, it's a great time to leave a little comment in the comment section, whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube. Leave us a little comment, and we'll get back here in a moment. Thank you. I hope you're all being patient with us here in the sanctuary. We're going crazy with all the fellowship. Yeah, just darn near a full house. It's really beautiful to see all the faces and smiles. Well, we're going to give them a moment. I'm not going to get too intrusive. Things are coming together for us. What an honor it is to be up here. Look at all your smiling faces and guests and visitors, people I haven't seen in a while. It's amazing to have everybody here. So, well, now is our time. If you're a guest or a visitor, or if you haven't been here in a while, we'll ask you to please stand and give your name and let us know where you're from. How about it? Anybody here? Anybody? Okay. Yeah, come on. That's fine. Yes, we got some guests and visitors. Let's start in the back over here then. Sally. Colorado. Thank you, Sally, and her daughter, Krista. Well, welcome. Welcome to Unity of Kona. God bless you. Thank you. Okay, right here in front. Lainey. And Waikoloa. Welcome to Unity of Kona, Lainey. And we all know Glenna and Stan. Our snowbirds are flown in. Okay, Glenna and Stan from Washington, I believe it is. Yes, okay, yeah. But they come in every year for a couple of months and they spend some time with us. And so it's an honor to see them again. And their smiling faces, what a blessing it is. And if you're joining us online, leaving those little comments, welcome you also. Let's send it out to everybody. Great big aloha and God bless you. Thank you so much for joining us here this morning. And with that, I want to mention that we'll have some refreshments and more fellowship after the service. And for a few announcements, well, first and foremost, we are a prayer ministry. So you got the prayer request forms in the back of the sanctuary. Prayer request form. They look something like this. And there's a wooden box in the back. Please fill these out. Our chaplains pray over them, then send them on to Silent Unity with the power of prayer. Silent Unity in Unity Village, Missouri, it's in Lee's Summit, Missouri, has the Be Unity app. With this app downloaded on your phone, Android, iPhone, you get the instant connection to prayer requests, as well as affirmations, meditations, and hundreds of articles. So please check out Silent Unity, and our chaplains pray over them here, then send them on. It's 30 days of consecutive prayer. And with the power of prayer tenfold, it is enormous with the Unity community all praying along with you. So don't hesitate to drop your prayers in the box or contact Silent Unity. It's an amazing prayer vigil, 24 hours, 30 days, consecutive prayer. And with that, I've asked Joshua to come up and share a few more of our church's announcements. So thank you, Joshua. We appreciate that.
Aloha. Congratulations, Tani Golden. Mahalo, Tani, for your loving service to our spiritual center. We are so blessed to have you at Unity of Kona. Tani brings food for fellowship and always has a friendly smile for everyone. She helped with the golf tournament and is currently a candidate to serve on the board. She took the Metaphysics 1 class and is always looking for ways to grow spiritually. Tani, your willingness to offer whatever support is needed and share your time and talents is greatly appreciated. You are a bright and shining light, and we are grateful for your spirit of aloha. We love you, Tani. Today at noon, we have a crystal healing. We hope you can stay and join us. A big mahalo to all those who helped take down the Christmas decorations yesterday. On Monday evenings from 6 to 7 p.m., Dondi leads the ukulele jam sessions from beginners to experts here in the sanctuary. Bring your uke. Some are available to use, and come to learn, play, and share. Our annual Vision Board workshop is scheduled for Saturday, January 18th at 1 p.m. All materials will be provided, so just come and join us. Next Sunday, the 19th, is the 44th Annual Kona Community Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. celebration at the Maka Ao Pavilion. That's the Maka Ao Pavilion at the Old Airport Beach. Lunch is at 12 and the program follows at 1:15. There will be displays, student artwork, and entertainment. A basic improv class will start weekly on Thursday, January 23rd from 6 to 8 p.m. here in the sanctuary. There is a flyer upstairs on the bulletin board with more information if you're interested in joining. Reverend Sophia will offer a new members class on Saturday, January 25th. Anyone interested in becoming an active and voting member of Unity of Kona will need to take a new members class. The class will be held via Zoom from 9 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time. The sign-up sheet is the one on the table at the back of the sanctuary to add your name. For those attending online, kindly send an email to unityofkona@gmail.com with the subject New Members Class, expressing your desire to take the class. Reverend Sophia will provide the materials and Zoom link closer to the scheduled date. Reverend Sophia is available to make telephone pastoral calls to congregants who would like one-on-one prayer or a personal conversation. If you would like to receive a call, there is a sign-up sheet being passed around in the sanctuary, or feel free to send an email to unityofkona@gmail.com with the title Minister Call in the subject line. Please include your name, phone number, and the best days and times for her to reach you. Annual membership renewal. Please remember that to retain active membership rights, each member must indicate a desire to remain a member by completing and returning the Unity of Kona, the yearly renewal membership covenant. If no current membership renewal is on file prior to the annual membership meeting, it's set for February 23rd, 2025. That person becomes inactive and cannot serve on the board of trustees or vote at any membership meeting. Membership cards were attached to the newsletter and will be mailed out this week to those members that have mailing addresses on file. There are also some at the back of the sanctuary to fill out while you're here in person. Kindly return the completed renewal to us by February 23rd, the absolute latest. Some of our ohana are in need of food items. Please bring food that do not require refrigeration and not much cooking, such as canned and packaged dry foods. The box at the top of the stairs right there labeled Hawaii Food Basket will be used to collect the items. Mahalo nui for your generosity. As you know, it takes a village to run our spiritual center, and we appreciate everyone. Kindly consider supporting Unity of Kona by becoming a contributor and sharing your time, your talent, and your treasure. There are several new sign-up sheets at the back of the sanctuary for you to consider, along with the refreshment sign-up sheet upstairs. Mahalo.
Thank you, Joshua. Amazing. I really appreciate your work here. Joshua's a major member here doing a lot for us, and we really appreciate it. And with that, it's time to move right into our daily word. And for special, I've got Glenna coming up and doing our daily word for us today.
Good morning. And
how wonderful it is to be back. And I'm going to say something real quick before I start reading. One of the things that I have adopted as my personal mantra, and this was maybe within the last 5 or 6 years, is to live, not just have, but to live an attitude of gratitude. So the topic today is gratitude. The affirmation, and we'll come back to this, is practicing gratitude leads me to the best life has to offer. Finding the good in situations, even undesirable ones, and feeling grateful is a spiritual superpower. When I practice gratitude, I am living my faith that blessings of all kinds are constantly unfolding and the goodness of God is in all things. Gratitude keeps me positive, helping me to expect the best and not the worst. It opens my heart to the exciting blessings and primes me to receive even more. When I live with an attitude of gratitude, I am simply magnetic. I go forth with the expectation I will have what I need to meet and be in the right place at the right time. In prayer, I give grateful thanks and rest assured my highest and best outcomes are on their way to me. The spiritual source today is from Psalms. Oh, give thanks to the Lord, for he is good, for his steadfast love endures forever. And that's from Psalm 136, verse 1. Now, the affirmation again for today leads me to the best life has to offer.
Boy, life has a lot of grateful things to offer us, doesn't it? Attitude's everything. So let's hold that attitude of gratitude. And now we'll get into our comfortable space as we'll come into a moment of relaxation and visualization. And plant your feet, take a breath, close your eyes if that feels comfortable, and we'll relax. And into a deep breath, we'll visualize. Visualize the sanctuary, as well as visualizing the sanctuary of your soul. See this as a beautiful heart. And as you feel the loving energy of those around you, feel it flowing in and through you. And as we breathe into this, seeing the love flowing around every person in this sanctuary, and then expanding to every being on this earth and in this world. And now, if there are any events or circumstances in your life or anyone you know in need of prayer, let's take a moment and breathe into what we've just created, this most beautiful, loving heart. As our thoughts, our prayers, we come together with the prayer for protection. For the light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. And the presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. Mahalo Keakua. Thank you, God. And so it is. Amen. And now's the time we've got a little bit of music coming to you live from here in Kona is Dondi. He's doing a little solo for us. Well, welcome. Thank you, Dondi. Great is thy faithfulness.
I got to say, this is one of my favorite songs. I love this song. Lord, my God is so faithful to me. And this song is about great is thy faithfulness. If you know the song, you're more than welcome to sing with me, please. Great is thy faithfulness, O God, my Father. There is no shadow of turning with thee. Thou changest not, thy compassions, they fail not. As thou hast been, thou forever will be. Great is thy faithfulness. Great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. All I have needed, thy hand hath provided. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me. Summer and winter, springtime and harvest, sun, moon, and stars in their courses above, join with all nature in manifold witness to thy great faithfulness, mercy, and love. Great is thy faithfulness. Great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. All I have needed, thy hand hath provided. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me.
Great is thy faithfulness. Thank you, Dondi. Thank you so much. And now's the time in our service where we'll get into our meditation and message, brought to you really by one special person, Kayla Harvey. And she does so much around here. I don't know, we couldn't list it all, but she's definitely the president on the board right now, and she just has her fingers in everything. So please welcome for the talk, Kayla. She's talking about engaging the power of faith. All right.
All right. Well, we are going to dive into talking today before we get into our meditation, because we're going to save it for a very special moment. So let me just get my paper all ready. All right. Well, it's pretty early in the new year yet, and I imagine, like me, that all of you are still sort of reflecting and marinating on the previous year. There's still time, and I'm sure that many of us are starting to consider what it is we'd like to accomplish, what we'd like to see, and how we'd like to grow in this upcoming year. It's pretty exciting, and we're going to do more of that at the Vision Boarding Workshop for those of you who will be there. But I do know we all have one desire in common. All of us are here in this place because we're seeking something on the spiritual realm. Whether it's you're seeking to grow spiritually, whether you're trying to engage parts of yourself, your divine nature, whether you want to connect with others who are spiritual, or just hear that inner voice of spirit within you, you're here because you have a spiritual goal. That part of you wants more. Well, there are many spiritual paths. And in Unity, we talk about how all paths lead home. There are many ways you can practice and develop that spiritual abilities within you. We're going to talk about one such practice or template to doing so that was actually created by Charles Fillmore. And it's one version of the Unity methods or template to delving deeper into our spiritual practices. Who's heard of the 12 spiritual powers? Yeah, it's something we talk about in Unity, and we often do so on the subtle level, meaning we bring up the concept, but we don't really talk about the origin or the specificity of that. We'll talk about something like, today we're going to delve into faith. But we don't often talk about how these are really powers within ourselves. Well, this concept came about in the 1930s when Charles Fillmore created a book called The 12 Spiritual Powers of Man. And in it, he describes a lot of these abilities that we all have. So we're going to talk a little bit more about the origins of these 12 powers, and we're actually going to embark on a series. This is going to be the first of 12 talks, each one investigating a little bit more about these powers that we inherently have. Today, we're going to talk about the origin. We're going to delve a little bit more into faith and how that is a power for each of us. And then we're going to do an exciting exercise and practice that power of faith. So these 12 powers or spiritual abilities and faculties are all something that you'll be familiar with because you have them. Whether they are developed to the extent you'd like them to be, they are within you right now. They are waiting to be awakened and expressed through each of us. They're actually all God components. Parts of us expressing this God self, this Christ consciousness. And they are essential components that we are destined to develop for our own spiritual growth and our self-actualization. We are intended to develop these to the highest possibility and harmonize and balance them within ourselves. That's how we reach our divine potential we are all destined to be at. And I know that's why you're here. That's why you're here. So let's get really curious about them now. Figure out how we're utilizing it now and how we can enhance it even bigger. So just to give us a little bit of background, Charles Fillmore developed this concept and put together the framework through a combination of prayer, meditation, metaphysical experience and study, and spiritual intuition. The concept is derived both biblically and metaphysically, and the 12 qualities are all derived from the 12 disciples. Remember that in Unity, we are looking at the Bible as a journey, a story of spiritual development that is a pathway laid out for each and every one of us. They're stories of things that happened long ago, but they're also a template. And every element in that story is a symbol, is a staged stepping stone that represents parts in each of us. It is a living story happening now. And we talked a little bit about that when we did our Christmas service. It's your journey reflected. So each of the disciples represents a part of you, a quality that is a part of your spiritual journey to develop deeper. Now, in this process and path that he created, we talk about associated colors and points in the body. And you can kind of see this on the map. These represent the 12 powers and where they are in our body. And they kind of show the colors. It's a little indistinguishable in some of them. You'll hear the specifics as the talks arise. Now, you'll notice that most spiritual principles have some sort of associated colors because colors themselves hold energy. They hold a vibrational frequency and a state of consciousness. So we're simply utilizing that to deepen our spiritual practice. And a lot of metaphysical teachings have a portion of Eastern philosophy within them. Charles Fillmore himself was very aware of the chakra system. He was embedded in a lot of different philosophies. He liked Eastern philosophies. He was interested in psychology, and he incorporates all of this. So those of you familiar with the chakra system will see a lot of similarities as we talk about these body points and we talk about the colors. Remember that as we go through these, any of these symbols that resonate with you, take with you. It's for you. Utilize that in your spiritual practice. If it doesn't resonate with you, don't worry about it. The concept itself is important. Each of the colors, the symbols, the disciple, the point in the body are just used as tools to link these somewhat abstract spiritual concepts to the human experience, to your ability to develop them, to lean into and to attach to something, to dive deeper. So this is meant to be a holistic framework, body, mind, spirit, and connected to nature, to cultivate these abilities within us. So let's talk about faith. What do we mean as faith as a power? Well, when you take the 12 Powers class that Unity does offer at Unity Worldwide, this is one of the books that you end up reading. And it's called Power Up, the 12 Powers Revisited as Accelerated Abilities by Hasselback and Holton. And they describe faith as our ability to believe, spiritually intuit, to perceive and to hear and to have conviction. It's a lot of different things in one. And Fillmore, in his book, wrote that faith was the perceiving power of the mind linked with a power to shape substance. The perceiving power of the mind linked with the power to shape substance. Sounds powerful, doesn't it? We can start to hear how this is really an ability within us. Faith itself is a power because it activates action. When we truly believe, we take steps towards that belief. It also sustains us. When you have faith, it sustains you in the darkest, deepest, and most intense moments, doesn't it? It helps get you through. Absolutely powerful. It also helps you co-create with Spirit. And we'll talk a little bit more about the principle behind that. But your thoughts and your belief helps create then the manifestation coming forth from that need, demand, and desire. And it also shapes our perception. Those are 4 very powerful ways in which we can see it demonstrating its power, right? Now, one of the ways I like to look at it shaping our perception is they've done some studies in England. There's a professor called Richard Wiseman, and he's done a whole series of studies trying to distinguish what makes some humans lucky and others unlucky. So what he did is gather human beings and ask them to profess, do you believe you're lucky or unlucky? And categorize themselves. And he found some interesting things for those who believed they were lucky. And this is very similar to faith, because it's all about what we believe. One such study was he had people looking through a newspaper and counting the number of a specific letter. And in this newspaper, he placed a half-page ad, it's pretty large, that said, tell the examiner you see this, there are 300 and some odd number of this letter, and you will get $250. Big, bold letters with an exclamation point. No one who said they were unlucky saw the ad. They didn't see it. It was right there in bold letters. They didn't see it. Over 90% of the people who profess themselves to be lucky saw the ad very clearly. Because belief opens up our perception. It allows us to see, shapes our reality, and allows us to see the opportunities right in front of us. You better believe that faith is a power, incredibly powerful. So it is associated with the disciple. Faith is associated with Peter, because Peter is the first disciple to recognize Jesus as Christ. He demonstrated spiritual discernment and could see through the appearance. Now, it is that part of us. Peter represents the part of us that can see the Christ in everything and everyone, including ourselves. And for those of you who are biblically inclined, you'll know that Jesus said to Peter that I give you the kingdom, the keys to the kingdom. What he's saying there is that Jesus is giving us that spiritual part, that part of us that can recognize the Christ in everyone and everything. That's how we receive the keys to the kingdom of living in heaven on earth, is to see and to recognize, to open up that perception. That's our faith. Now, the placement, where is this ability? We talk about this ability being in the center of head, or what we would describe as our pineal gland. Now, it's commonly referred to as a place of insight and perception in many different spiritual traditions and philosophies. We talk about it being between the eyes and the ears. And just like faith, if you only use your eyes and ears, what you perceive is limited. You will only perceive the surface. But if you go deeper, between the eyes and the ears, and instead center yourself in between, in Christ consciousness and divine mind, your perception is much deeper. You can perceive on so many levels. That's what we're trying to develop. Now, the color associated is a royal blue. Now, I see many of you unconsciously dressed as part of this spectrum today, the purple, blues, and pinks. I see this perspective. You were intuiting that we were right there. Now, blue is often associated with faith, and it conveys trust and peace. Now, when we're leaning into faith and knowing we all have this ability, know that you can access this inborn faith on two levels. You can access it on the ego personality level. That access is based on our senses. We believe our thoughts. From there, we believe the law of the land, and we believe our fears are real. You can also access faith on an elevated consciousness, a whole nother level. That's where you rely on that inner knowing, spiritual principles, and your own divine nature. That's where faith sees beyond appearances. Now, if you don't have faith in some area, you can always develop it. We start with hope. You just start on the level of hope. It's okay to be there. Eventually, you work yourself up to blind faith. You simply profess what you want to believe. I believe I'm lovable. I believe Spirit loves me. I believe things work for my good. Even if part of me is unsure, I'm going to profess this and go in with blind faith. The next level of faith comes in understanding faith. Understanding faith comes from not only leaning in, it also comes from knowing the spiritual principle that helps support this belief. And that's something I want us to delve deeper into about faith today. And in this book, what's great is they actually quote another great book, but I don't have the original, so we're going to go from here. They quote a Lesson in Truth by Emily Cady, and they talk about some of these principles behind faith. She says, one of the unerring truths in the universe is that the supply of every good always awaits the demand. Another truth is that demand must be made before the supply can come forth. You could have a bank account filled with money, but the only way to access it is to request a withdrawal. To recognize these two statements of truth and to affirm them are the whole secret of understanding faith. Faith based in principle. So wherever you're at in this process of faith, if you're still at the level of hoping, not quite sure, or whether you're professing it but you don't really know why, or you feel the spiritual principle and you can lean into that, just acknowledge that to yourself. It's okay to be where you're at. Where can you increase faith in your life? Where can we make this bigger? Where can you start from, and what's the next step for you? Remember, this is our perceiving power that helps us shape substance. Embrace it. Let it grow. Listen. Profess and have that positive expectancy. So we're going to work on that today. I hope you've all received an envelope and a letter, a piece of paper and a pen. If you don't have any of those, or if you're missing something, raise your hand. And for those at home, grab a piece of paper. It can be any paper, doesn't matter what kind, and a pen. We're going to utilize this by demonstrating our faith to ourselves today. The envelope, eventually, we're going to write our return address right on the front because it will be sent back to you. We're going to collect them and send them back. So if you haven't already done so, feel free to write your address in the center of the envelope because we will be sending these. Whatever address you want to use. But faith calls us to express ourselves, express that expectancy, and to know that we've been heard. We're going to practice knowing that we have been heard and expressing that expectancy. So as we complete our address, you can pick a side. We're going to be writing a letter to God, expressing this expectancy, this positive thoughts that we have for our new year. May include questions, may include gratitude and thank yous. It may be the dreams and the prayers that you have, whatever comes to you. And on the other side, whichever you choose, we're going to be writing back from God, from the God within that we can all connect to. So as we start, pick the side you'd like to express to God. The part of you that would like to express what you would like, how you feel, the questions you have, the dreams. And just take a moment to center yourself. And as we do so, I'm going to be playing some bowls, simply so you can allow your thoughts to come, and we'll have just some etheric sounds happening. I'll let you know when it's time to start wrapping that letter up, and then we'll go into meditation so we can center into spirit and channel the message back. So right now, just allow yourself to take a moment, center. You may even shut your eyes. And just think about what you'd like to express to spirit. What is it that you desire? What would you like to profess thanks for? What remaining questions do you have? Let it come intuitively. And when you're ready, open your eyes and feel free to just write, stream of consciousness. So we begin. allow yourself, just finish up the thoughts you're having, knowing that you can speak to Spirit at any moment, and Spirit is always listening. As we finish up with that portion, knowing that you are always speaking to Spirit at every moment. And come back as you finish up. We're coming back together and we're going to do our meditation. We have one more letter to write. So coming back together, you can allow yourself to center. We'll get some meditation music up and we'll just center ourselves, remembering we are connected with Spirit. And because we are one with Spirit, we can channel from that place of divine mind. So when you're ready, find a comfortable position and feel your body relaxing into your chair. Bring yourself into the present moment. Simply notice your breathing. Let it be easy and natural. Just bring your attention inward. Gently shift your focus to the area of the center of your head, just behind your forehead, the seat of your spiritual faith, and your ability to see and trust beyond appearance. In this space, imagine a radiant blue light beginning to glow in this center space. It's a serene, soothing blue, the color of the sky at dawn or the depths of the tranquil ocean. This blue light represents your faith, your unshakable trust and intuitive knowing of the divine presence within and all around you. With each breath, feel the light growing stronger, brighter, and more expansive. See it radiating out from the center of your mind, filling your head with a warm and peaceful glow. Allow this light to flow downward into your heart, then outward into every cell of your body. As this light fills you, affirm silently, I have faith in the goodness of God within me. I trust in divine order unfolding in my life. Through faith, I see with spiritual vision. Feel the truth of these words resonating deep within you. Now for a moment, imagine this blue light projecting outwards and creating a pathway before you, leading you gently towards your highest potential. You may not see the destination, but seeing those first steps, you trust the path, and you trust you are divinely guided. Like bumpers on a bowling lane, you know you can never lose your way. Knowing this beacon is always within brings a sense of assuredness, peace, and strength. Any doubts or fears about what's to come are simply enveloped by the beautiful, brilliant blue light. As you continue to rest in this radiant blue light, take a moment to silently affirm your faith in your own divine nature, co-creating with Spirit. When you're ready, bring your awareness back into this room, gently wiggling your fingers and your toes, stretching whatever needs to be stretched. And when you're ready, simply open your eyes, returning back into the space, back into this place together. We now return, leaning into this part of us that knows we are connected to Spirit and that Spirit's message is within us. Leaning into this knowing, turn your paper over. Write that celebratory message, that celebration that Spirit has for you, that love. Write a message back to yourself from your divine self, from the part of you that has the message and the answers from Spirit, that knows the truth within. Open to it and let it flow, knowing there is no right way. Just feel into the love that expresses through you as we hear more sounds. As you begin to wrap up this message, knowing that Spirit is speaking in and through you at all times. That this communication is not just here and now, it is everywhere and always. Simply write your last few statements that you need to hear from Spirit now. And when you're ready, fold it up, and you can put it inside your envelope, knowing this will be sent back to you, and you will receive it right when you need it. We have faith that this is perfect divine timing. The message will be a reminder to you of all that you need to hear, right when you need to hear it. I have a feeling that this is going to be a fairly transformative year. I don't know if anybody else is getting that sort of feeling, right? I have a feeling it's going to be pretty transformative. A lot is happening. And we are being called to lean into our faith, to know that this year is going to be happening for our greatest and highest good. That no matter what is transformed or phoenixed, that it's happening for a positive spiritual reason. So set that intention. Practice your faith. Doesn't have to be perfect. Wherever you're at, lean into that. As we do so, let's affirm our faith together by reading this affirmation. I lean into my ability to hear and believe. With positive expectancy, I claim my power of faith. And so it is.
Thank you, Kayla. And with that, wow, where do we go? What an amazing energy. It's like the energy of love and prayer and faith, joy, emotions, coming together, unity of Kona. It's an honor. And as we gather gifts and offerings in our hands as we prepare to do our offertory blessings, let's take a moment and put our faith into these tithings. And there are many ways in which you can honor us with this, and there's PayPal and the QR code in the back of the sanctuary, and so in many ways in which we are all truly grateful for. And as we hold our gifts in our hands, we'll do our offertory blessing. There it is. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am abundantly prosperous in every way. And with that, let's get some more music going. We got our choir as our ushers are moving forward. We're going to get together and do Higher Ground. Thank you, Elaine, for putting this together. She's our resident orchestrator here. Music minister, Elaine. Thank you, Elaine. Little change in the words, but hey, we'll make it all work.
We've put a new thought twist on an old gospel song. I'm pressing on the upward way, new heights I'm gaining every day, still singing as I'm upward bound. Plant my feet on higher ground. Oh, lift me up and help me stand. No ego here will take command. A higher place that I have found. I plant my feet on higher ground. solutions are my guide. As there is truth is now unbound, I live my life on higher ground. Oh, lift me up and help me stand. No ego here will take command. A higher place that I have found. I plant my feet on higher ground. A higher place that I have found. I plant my life on higher ground.
Woohoo! Thank you. Thank you, choir. And as our ushers come forward, I just want to make one more mention. Please leave the envelopes with the ushers before you leave the sanctuary so we can get those postmarked and sent back to you eventually. And so with our ushers coming forward, let's do this offertory blessing together. There it is. Through Spirit, we know that as we give, so shall we receive. We dedicate and consecrate these gifts to do your will and your work in this center, in our lives, in our community. And so it is. Mahalo Keakua. Thank you, God. Thank you, ushers. Next guest speaker will be next Sunday, Reverend Sophia Falke. And Reverend Sophia is our minister of record, and our topic will be the inner power of strength. Together, we will explore how the power of strength helps us to stand firm in this faith and facing challenges and persevere through our difficulties. And so in closing, please tell your family, friends about the Facebook event. We're on Facebook Live. Also, we got on YouTube, so please join it, spread it to the world. And now as we get ready to do our closing songs, we'll hold each other's hearts in our hands as we make a circle right behind the cameras and do our couple closing songs. Let there be peace on earth and aloha oi. Peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, and let it was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. And as we hold this faith right there where it needs to be, figure that color blue. Just make it spectacular in your mind and grow with each moment. And until we meet again, we'll do Aloha Oi.
Aloha oi, aloha oi, eke ono na no i kalipo. One fond embrace, ahoy ahea, until we meet again.
As we say, a hui ho. Come back and see us next Sunday. We're same time, same channel. Refreshments upstairs and crystal healing at noon. So we're going to need to grab all your purses and stuff from underneath the chairs as we move the chairs off as we get ready for crystal healing at noon. And you're more than welcome to join us for that. It's amazing with the crystals all going on in the healing.
And all that, too.
All right.